Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the programme, and I'm going to take you inside here. This is First CASTLEDERG Presbyterian Church, and I was ministering here this morning. So there's a big connection here with the Reverend CORKEY, who was an RAF chaplain, and I mentioned him in the previous video. So the first thing I want to show you here is this here, because this belonged to the Reverend CORKEY, and it says there, Reverend COLIN CORKEY BA, RAF chaplain, 1939 to 1945, preacher's stool. And so he would have worn that round his neck when he was preaching. You can see the RAF there, the wings, and the crown, and the cross. Amazing, isn't it? So that belonged to the Reverend CORKEY, who was a chaplain in the RAF. So fantastic. During the Second World War, of course. There's an old photo of the church and a more modern photo, although still, I would say that's probably from the 70s, 1970s. But I want to show you this wall here, so I'm going to put the light on. Hopefully it'll show it better. So we'll start with this gentleman, and there's a memorial in the church to this man. This is the Reverend James Mackay, ordained minister of First CASTLEDERG Presbyterian Church, 20th of May 1874, died 17th of May 1922. And as I say, there's a memorial inside for him. And then this gentleman here, this is the Reverend John Crockett, and minister of First CASTLEDERG Presbyterian Church from 1837 to 1874. Died the 11th of February 1875. Great to have these old photos, isn't it? And then this gentleman here, this is the Reverend Andrew W. McFarlane, MA, minister of First CASTLEDERG Presbyterian Church, November 1921 to February 1947, and he died the 20th of February 1947. And then this one here, this is the installation of the Reverend SGM Logue, BA, 5th of August 1953, pictured with the Kirk Session. So there you go. I'll try and show you that better without the reflection. And then that's the inside of the church, which I'll show you shortly. It's an old photograph there too. I'll try and show you that better without the light shining on it. So this is the Reverend CORKEY. So it says the Reverend COLIN CORKEY, BA, installed as minister of First CASTLEDERG Presbyterian Church on the 5th of August 1947 and resigned on the 5th of December 1952. And if I remember rightly, the reason why he resigned was because he was taking up another charge somewhere else. I forget the place now where he went to. And then there's other men there as well. 1997. That's Reverend Roy S.K. Neil, M.A. He was ordained in First CASTLEDERG, 30th of October 1957. He retired 30th of June 1987. And there's a man there, Reverend Stanley. And he was installed as minister here on the 5th of August 1953, and he resigned on the 9th of March 1957. And there's this gentleman here. He's the architect of this church, 1894. Born 1866, he died 1925. So this church is from 1894. And that's his name. Vincent Craig, Mr. Vincent Craig. A couple of wee things here. These aren't period, but they're more modern, but they're still quite nice. This is a wee envelope opener in the form of a knife, as you can see, dagger, and then a wee pen as well, but it's modern, as you can see. And there's the church. So I'm going to take you in and show you the church and a few memorials here. And then we'll finish with the grand finale, which is the Roll of Honour. So this is a church. Isn't that amazing? Look at that ceiling and the beams. Absolutely fantastic. And although you get the feel for it being old, you can see the modern touch as well with the keyboard and also the speaker. They have a balcony here as well. So this is to the Reverend James Mackay, who I mentioned earlier. To the glory of God, this tablet is erected in loving remembrance of the Reverend James Mackay, minister of this church for nearly 48 years, who entered into his rest on the 17th of May 1922. A true friend, a wise counsellor, a faithful and earnest pastor, a zealous educationalist. His life and work may have an abiding... Sorry, I'll read that again. His life and work have left an abiding impress on 2 generations of hearers, and the present suite of church buildings are a monument to his energy and taste. He being dead yet speaketh. So there you go. And then there's a couple of wee memorials here on each side, and then I'll take you and show you the Roll of Honour. So this one here is in loving memory. I'll just zoom up there and let you see that. In loving memory of Trooper Joseph Derry, North Irish Horse, attached to the Royal Irish Fusiliers, 6th son of Andrew, I think that's Andrew. I can't make that out. I think it's Andrew and Catherine Derry. Goland, killed in action near... It's in Belgium anyway, the 11th of October 1918, aged 24 years, sorry. They shall take thy rest in safety. So I'll go a wee bit closer here and see if I can make... Yes, it is, it's Andre. And I'm not sure where the place is in Belgium because I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So I'll take you over and show you this other one. So this one is to the glory of God and loving memory of Lieutenant James. I'll have to have a wee look at that. Oh, that's Mackay, Lieutenant James Mackay, 15 Royal Irish Rifles, son of James and the late Jenny Mackay, the Manse CASTLEDERG, killed in action near Roy. 27th of March 1918, aged 27 years. Greater love of no man than this, than a man lay down his life for his friends. So I wonder, is that Lieutenant James Mackay who was a minister, or was that the minister's son? I'm not too sure. But the memorial there to the Mackay anyway, the Mackay family. So I'm going to take you down and show you the Roll of Honour. But before we do, I want to show you these things here. There's 4 of them. Now, I haven't a clue what these are for. So if you know what these are for, I thought first of all they were plaques, but they're not plaques. So if you know what these are, leave me a comment and let me know, because I haven't a clue. They're a wee bit like a dumb waiter, but you'll see they open up. So they open out. Now, I don't know what's in them. So if you know what they are, because I've never seen them in a church before, then leave me a wee comment, won't you? So I'm going to take you and show you this. That takes you up to the balcony there, as you can see. So this is it here. The roll of honour. You can see the church there at the top. And then this was the Great War, 1914 to 1918. And that photo at the bottom, that's where the old church, which was down the road a wee bit, in the school, the old school as well. And that's memory to those who served in the Great War from this church. And then over here as well, for King and Country, again you can see the church, the newer church. And then a lot of people mentioned there, as you can see. There's the Reverend Corkey, COLIN Corkey, just there. So all these people were connected to the church, 1939 to 1945, so that's the Second World War. You can see the ladies there as well, because it wasn't only men who served in the war, but so did the ladies. Now, it says there, in loving memory of Reserve Constable Jacob Rankin, also Royal Ulster Constabulary, husband of Sarah and father of Carl, Margot and Gary, 33 Money Road, CASTLEDERG, younger son of Margaret J. and the late Andrew T. Rankin, Clare, CASTLEDERG, killed on duty 4th of July 1978, aged 37 years, resting at God's will. And then there is First CASTLEDERG Presbyterian Church to the glory of God, in commemoration of members of the congregation who served in the UER, which is Ulster Defence Regiment, RUC, Royal Ulster Constabulary, and RUCR, which is a reserve, 1970 to 2001. And then it mentions all the names. But I also want to draw your attention to the top one here, because these are nurses who served in the First World War, Second World War, during those wars, as nurses, and they attended this church. They belonged to this church. Now, it's very hard to see the names here. The second one's Porter. Don't think she's any relation, but... So you can maybe zoom up yourself in the video and have a wee look and see what they call those nurses. I will be able to do that once I've stopped filming. So there you go, folks. So that's First CASTLEDERG Presbyterian Church and the Roll of Honour. Thanks for watching, and God bless.